Alright, so I figured I'd make a video about this, and this video is going to be a little different what I usually do. I usually don't make wiring videos, and there's a reason for that. And I know there's a bunch of wires hanging out from under the dash. I'll tuck them back up under there when I'm done. But I'm going to show how I am going to wire up the turn signals on this car. And it's not the way that you're supposed to do it, I don't guess, but it's the way that I am going to do it. So this is the relay. Oh. And here's some of the stuff I've got here. I've already installed the right bulb, and I've already run wires to the back. But here's the relay. I've got a fusible link, and that's for my power from the ignition to the actual turn signal switch, which works, by the way. I've got a amber LED bulb and socket for the left front. And I've got some of these heat shrink things with solder to instead of butt splices. I also have some of these little clips that will clip to the relay. So the way you're supposed to do this with a 2-pole relay is you're supposed to have 2 relays. And I would have 4 wires running to each relay with the way that this car's switch is wired. I don't like that. I don't like 4 wires going to one relay. It would get on my nerves. So I'm going to use one relay on the power side going in from the ignition. I'm going to put the relay right here behind the parking brake. And so when I turn the key on, this relay is going to have power. And that power is going to go into the power wire that goes into the turn signal switch. So this relay will be active all the time. But this is not a normal turn signal relay. This is a more modern one with a circuit board in it. So it's not going to wear it out. At least with as few miles as I put on this car. So that's the way I'm going to do it. There's better ways to do it. My original plan was to use 4 relays, 1 for each corner, but I figured that was kind of too many relays, so I'm going to use 1, and we'll see if it lasts. If it don't, I'll redo it. But I'm going to go on ahead and put the other light socket in off camera. And of course, I bought the cheapest stuff that was on eBay. This relay was like $7. I had the fusible link and all of this wiring stuff. The bulb, these were $14. I ordered 2 of them. Like I said, I already installed 1. And then these were like $10 for 2 of those. So these are the kind of the lights I got. And I picked about the most hot, humid day possible to do this. So I've already got my wire up here with the plug on it. This side is already done. You can kind of see the bulb in there. And so the blue wire is for everything on the left, and the yellow wire is for everything on the right. If I come around to the trunk, the outside tail light is going to be the turn signal. So here's the yellow wire, and some of these are the reason that this looks like a mess is because these are ground wires for the gas tank, and I haven't installed them yet. They're just run. So the yellow wire is for the right. Blue wire is already connected. It's for the left. And I've already wired the brake lights on the car, so we ought to be good there. So I've got to pull the key switch out. I've got to put terminals on that fusible link to wire to the key switch, and I'm going ahead and get started with that, I guess. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of put this stuff together. Here's my light socket. So I'm going to pull this off. And then I'm going to use this side of the connector for the front. Crimping pliers. I'm using these plugs and not butt splices in case I have to change the sockets or pull the bulbs out. So there's my light wire. And the reason there's a towel in the seat is it rained earlier and the window was rolled down. So now the seat's wet. And here's the bulb. There we go. So there's that. And on the fusible link, I'm going to need a small piece of heat shrink. So this heat shrink is the same size, apparently. So it's probably not going to be big enough to go over that. I have to get a piece out of the back seat. Alright, I guess I took all the heat shrink in the shop. Alright, so it turns out I'm out of heat shrink. So I'll just have to use this wire connector here. It's not going to touch ground anyways, but I think I have, yeah, one of like this. I just hate these kind of connectors. And let's put heat shrink on them. They just don't look very good. So there's that. That's going to go to the ignition switch. So I'm going to go on ahead and remove the ignition switch. And I just replaced this key switch the other night. I can't tell because of the sun where the camera's pointing. But alright, so here's the key switch. And this is the accessory. So that's what I'm going to wire it to, is the accessory. Sorry if I'm standing in front of the camera, I can't tell where it's pointing at. I'm going to take the accessory loose. And put this on the accessory. so now I'm gonna put this key switch back off camera because it's kind of tricky. Okay, so I got it in here. Here's the end of my fusible link. Going to put this kind of connector on it. So that it will go to the relay. There we go. So now it's time to mount the relay. I decided I'm going to mount it to this parking brake bracket, kind of out of sight and easy, but yet easy to get at. Now also, a lot of these wires are original wires or wires that I didn't put in here, so I just haven't removed all of the original wiring, but none of it is used. I figured that would tie up tighter, and it did, but it didn't. So now we can go, this will be our power in, like that. I still got to get a fuse to go on this link, so I'm going to leave it hanging. Now I got to make a jumper to go from here to the switch. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that, but I'm going to. Alright, so I got you zoomed in a little bit so that I can show this somewhat. So I just tested all of this. Yellow wire is our right, and so is the orange wire. So that's both the right turn signals. So these two yellow wires here are the right turn signals. The brown and the white wire are the left turn signals, and the green wire is for the horn, and the horn doesn't work, so not worried about that. I had to use these regular butt splices because the heat shrink ones, I don't want to have to get a torch up under here, and I couldn't get them to work right trying to hold the torch back. So I'm going to go on ahead and hook this yellow to this yellow wire. I don't have much wire to work with here, and this is as long as they were from the factory. These are the original. The wires going into the column are the original Packard wires. This is the original Packard turn signal switch, but it is heavy duty enough to take 12 volts. Here we go. Now for the orange. I'm going to do the orange wire first this time. And then the yellow wire. Alright, so now when I turn the key on, put the right turn signal on, they should work. Alright, so the front one works. Can't really see it, but the back one does too. So now all I got to do is wire up the other side. I'm going to do that one off camera since I did this side on camera. Okay, so there it is, all tidied up. We're going to tuck it back up underneath the dash where I can't see it. That don't look too bad, except for these wires got run under the brake rod. I gotta take them back loose and put them above it so I can tie them up in the dash. There's my relay. So both sides are wired. Let's see how they look. Put you back on the tripod. There's Matthew Harris sitting there. Right turn signal. Working good. Left. Working good. Alright, so there we have it. That's how I wired the turn signals on this car. I know there's 1,000 better ways of doing it. And I don't want to hear any comments, you should have done it this way, you should have done it that way. This is the way I done it. I'll hook the fuel pump back up real quick while I'm talking. This is how I done it. You don't have to do it like this. You can do it however you want to. Also, I'll show this off too. I got 4 brand new tires on this car. They're white walls, or they're narrow white walls. I just haven't cleaned them, but they are brand new, all 4 of them. And so this car is definitely running good and everything. And now I have turn signals. The only lights that don't work now are the headlights because I haven't changed the bulbs from 6 to 12 volt. Something happened to this window. It's cracked now. I don't know what happened to it. It just did it while it was sitting. I've got a Dexco column tachometer on it now. Other than the headlights and stuff, it's pretty well ready to drive. There was something else I was going to say, but here's something I really like here. Ain't been started since yesterday, and that's how easy it starts. No accelerator pump, anything. And yes, it still has the lifter noise, but it's pretty old. And this thing has the most mismatched conglomeration of spark plugs in it I've ever seen. But it's running on all 8. I'm going to buy a new set of spark plugs here sometime. I'm just glad it's running on all 8 cylinders now. Now we have working turn signals, front and rear. I still got to take it and get some exhaust put on it. Sounds pretty good though. tack works. So I guess that'll be about it for this video. Hope somebody got some information they could use out of this, and we'll see everybody in the next video. Alright, so I know I said that was the end of the video earlier, but I figured I'd add a little piece in here now that I kind of forgot earlier, but I wanted to thank everybody for hitting 600 subscribers, because that means a lot. That's quite a bit, and I appreciate everybody sticking around, because videos been kind of slow here lately. But we got some more stuff coming up. I'm still working on this hit and miss engine. I think this video will be out before this video is, but yeah, so I just want to thank everybody for the 600 subscribers, and ask everybody what they would think if I did a live stream, because YouTube's been asking me if I wanted to do a live stream, and I've never done such as that before. So leave a comment on what you think about that. And so now I guess that'll be it for this video, and we'll see everybody in the next one. Appreciate you watching.